right, Mr. Upchurch, why don't you start us off?
Welcome to the Texas Cornhole Show. My name's Grant Upchurch. Here's my co-host. I did that last time. We're resetting.
We're starting over?
Starting over.
All right, hit it.
This is the Texas Cornhole Show. My name's Grant Upchurch. Here's my co-host, Jonathan Zarzinski. How are you doing, John?
I'm doing great, Grant. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, it's Center Open Gym today, here on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. That was a great idea.
We're going to do this every week.
Yeah.
I want to try to get more of my center guys up here, and it's going to be open to the public to come in and practice and whatnot. And
yeah, $10 entry, whatever you want. Lessons, cash games, just come and throw.
You just come build a relationship with my guys, and they're nice people. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and we can help make you better players.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, I typically throw bags in my driveway, but I'm pretty close, so coming here makes more sense, especially to get the competition, right?
Right.
You hear it all the time. The way that you get better is by competing with people who are better.
Yes.
So and here you don't have to pay money to enter a tournament and go 0-2.
$10 is relatively inexpensive compared to, going to a tournament.
Yeah.
You're for sure coming here to work on practicing.
Yeah.
You're not coming here to play in a tournament, hope you get a good partner, yada, yada, yada. You can come up here and play some cash games. You can come here. It's meant to work on your game. It's not meant to who's holding up first place at the end of the night.
Right, yeah. Great idea. I hope to be able to make it sometimes. And it's BYOB? Is it?
For today.
Today is?
Or for today. Or if he starts bringing it, depending on the audience, how many people start coming in, he might start bringing in a food truck and whatnot. But as of right now, it's BYOB.
I mean, that's yeah. Back in my drinking days, I would have jumped on that opportunity. All right, so enough about that. Shout out to AJ Sports here in Grapevine. Sorry, Arlington. Come on down, get some practice. Grand Prairie.
Hey, we're there.
I mean, it's in DFW. Can we just call it next to Dallas?
Yes, next to Dallas.
Most people, I'm sure, when they travel abroad that are from any of those places I mentioned, say they're from Dallas when people ask.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, cool. So let's talk about what has happened in the cornhole world, in the Texas Cornhole world. The American Cornhole League was here in Dallas-Fort Worth. They had a pro shootout, a super hole, a pros and joes, and then another tournament, which I don't even know what the other tournament was. It was open to the public.
Yep, it was at Dickey's Arena.
Yeah.
Pros and joes.
Yeah.
You qualified on Friday, and then based on who qualified, you go play on Saturday.
Yeah.
Now, I know everyone, it's just a topic on their mind. Grant, what happened to you?
What happened, Grant? So on the show, on the last recording, you said you're a Joe and you were going to go be a Joe. So I pull up the ACL Game Zone or Score Zone, that app, which is not a bad way. It's a pretty good way to look up and see how people are doing. You were getting your ass kicked by people that were not that great. And I'm like, how did you lose 21-10 to everybody?
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Well, it turns out I didn't go. So they sent that text pretty early in the morning, to be honest. Hey, are you going to be there or whatever?
Yeah.
I accepted it in the normal ACL deal. And then Sammy, like an hour later, calls me, hey, they're still running this, X amount of money to first place over here. Do you want to go play in it? What idiot doesn't say, yes, I'll go play in a big payout tournament with Sammy?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll go play in it. And I didn't go to the Pros and Joes thing, went and won that tournament and got a nice little payday. But it's just the Pros and Joes thing was not so interesting to me that I felt like I should pass up a big money tournament.
Yeah, why? What was the payout for the Pros and Joes? Do you know?
So Zach Harris, who won it, got $1,500. So I think it was $3,000 first, really good. But remember, you're getting taxed.
Oh, you got to get the money through the ACL.
And you got to wait for it to hit your account.
Yeah.
Then you got to transfer it. And if you want it instant, you better pay your 3% fee. So it's probably going to, be whatever number is. But still, that was a good payout.
That's a pretty good payout.
That was a good payout.
What did second place get?
I don't know.
Because there was some, typical complaints about payouts, which is just standard for cornhole these days, right?
It seems like
But the pro shootout guys, first place got a lot of money, like $4,000. And then the next one was like 400 or 500.
Yes.
So first place, all the money. Second place, not that great.
Right.
So the first place pro shootout winner was Chris Kingsbury, and he was here at AJ's the night before and won.
And that
one here
guy
before
got Caleb Batson as his partner for this.
I mean, it was a lock as soon as it started.
And lost to Chase and Matt Longoria in the first round.
No kidding.
Lost to him, and then they go make a run in loser bracket and go win it all.
Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, you would expect the two pros.
Yes, the guy that can clearly go win, was it a pro shootout?
Yeah, it was a pro shootout.
The guy goes and wins a pro shootout and got Caleb Batson the night before, who Caleb Batson, obviously a proven player. Of course they won.
Yeah.
They're throwing Viper R's.
Were they?
Yeah, and they were slinky.
Yeah, he's a Viper pro, Chris Kingsbury. So he came here and won at AJ's and won at the big pro shootout event. So we had a great weekend here in Texas.
Yes.
Again, an out-of-towner coming in town and winning, which I was rooting for the Texas guys, but they didn't do it. Gavin Cano, I believe, was in the doubles finals.
I know he got second.
The pro shootout?
Was it in doubles or was it in...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he made it to the finals. He and the tall kid. Fisher Hamilton.
Yes.
Made it to the doubles finals with the two guys who were kind of like seasoned veterans. The kind of weird, nerdy one that's loud, and Hissner. Cody Henderson.
Cody Henderson, Adam Hissner.
Yeah.
Who've been playing a very long time.
Yeah.
We already know what's being said about Cody. We know the jokes, and they're good jokes. They're funny.
Like what? Q-tip? Well, what are the jokes about Cody Henderson?
I mean, that's just one of them, right?
He's kind of a nerdy guy.
Yeah, but he likes talking his crap.
Yeah, which I appreciate that.
I don't mind them, because the thing is, they talk crap in a friendly way, and they're mostly talking crap to each other.
Right.
And that's a big part of it. If I'm mostly talking shit to my partner, then why are you getting mad at me?
Yeah, good point.
So,
just staying loose.
Yeah, so that's a good team. They've been playing together for a very long time.
Some seasoned vets. There was a moment that was pretty funny where Hissner let a bag go, like that. He called it in the air, and then it landed and didn't do what he thought it was going to do, and Henderson responds with a no.
Yeah, so Adam had this thing where he would throw every single bag, nope, and it would go in.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his strategy was in that, but that used to be his thing. And then whenever, he won a game against whoever or whatever, he'd yell out, boom. Yeah. He's kind of annoying. He beat me. This is like a year and a half
Well, he's
ago.
pretty good, too.
Yeah, he beat me 21-20, 21-19.
All right. Well, that was the pro-involved stuff. But one thing to mention, you're part of this crew, DEM boys.
DEM boys made a showing.
They swept. They took everything.
Yes, so you had Zach Harris, who won the Pro and Joe tournament.
Yep.
Zeb Smith got second in that tournament.
Yep.
Then you have Juan, who...
first place in singles.
And then...
I think Noah might have got second in that one. Okay. Not certain about that.
And then they played together for doubles, and they got second, and Zach Harris and Zeb got first.
So that's a first place, second place, DEM boys sweep.
Yes.
I mean, if I have the time, I will add some in post. Celebrations for those guys.
And DEM boys, for those that don't know, have been a cornhole group here in TCL for a while now. And, Ruben Odame is who runs the group, and he takes care of his guys, treats them real nice, and, it's a real team.
And the DEM boys world headquarters is right here at AJ's.
At AJ's. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Yeah, so they showed up and showed out. Congratulations to all the DEM boys guys. They've been doing great. The last SIG and then this last event, I mean, DEM boys is all over the place. They're kicking ass.
Yep.
Good job. All right, Super Hole. I have to talk about it briefly because I've been talking about it almost every episode.
AJ Sims, Texas guy, won it.
Good point. Way to go, AJ. Nobody came out of town and won Super Hole in the Texas event. AJ held it down.
AJ held it down. There you go.
And he had his partner. So as I was looking at this, there was four famous people, quote unquote famous, hard quotes. They're famous because they have social media followers.
Yeah.
One of basically, if I'm remembering correctly, 3 fitness models, girls that are cute. They're there because they're pretty. And then you got a baseball guy, a guy who's part of the professional Savannah Bananas, and he's an infielder. So I'm thinking it's a lock. This guy and Deborah Odom are going to sweep this thing, and they didn't because he stinks. And what's wrong with you? You're a professional baseball player.
Food guy?
I don't know. Food God, that was weeks ago.
Oh.
This was a pro baseball player that stunk.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna just for a minute. This whole event was one reason why I think Super Hole is bad. Several of these people couldn't even hit the board. They're throwing zeros and ones, and the camera setups, the production is just bad because you see the person throwing, and then on the other side of the TV screen, it's the board, and nothing's happening because the bag's not even landing
hitting
on the board. It was, I think, bad cornhole. I think. If I was a pro, I'd be a little bit insulted that I got to do this. I mean, these people clearly didn't really practice. They can't play cornhole at all, but they're here on national television representing the sport of cornhole. I think it's a bit disrespectful.
So the reason I would be disrespected by it is I'm wondering what is the what's bringing these influencers or famous people into play? It has to be a dollar amount, you would imagine, right?
Oh yeah, they're getting
So
paid.
you're paying to bring those guys in to play bad cornhole, and you're hoping to bring in their audience, which I mean, maybe it's happening. I don't think so.
I don't know. Well, it's the only televised cornhole I think that was on. It was on ESPN2, I think, and they pushed it back because women's softball ran late.
And my whole thing is, if I'm scrolling through the TV and I, for whatever reason, decide to click on cornhole and then I see bad cornhole.
Bad. It was bad.
I mean, and I didn't know who these people were, so whoever's clicking through the TV and clicks on it, no way they know who these people are.
Yeah.
I just don't see what they're trying to get out of Superhole.
New eyes on cornhole. Okay, counterpoint. The only thing I could think of is that, number one, you're bringing in a new audience. Number two, it's showing people how easy the game is, that anybody can play, anybody can win. Maybe some of that.
Anyone can win with a pro on the other side?
Right. And like, yeah, I'm just trying to make the argument.
Are they trying to show the difference between a pro player and just somebody?
Right. Right. So there's the delta, so I can fit in between. So we're bringing in new players. And then also I forget the girl's name, did hit an and one airmail to like win the game. So that happened. An actual real cornhole shot happened.
They're trying to show that these people who are athletic or have athletic builds or whatever are not as good as cornhole as these people with not so athletic and whatnot builds.
Yeah. No, I still, my mind is blown that the baseball guy didn't win. Professional baseball player. You've seen it, right? A professional baseball player, softball player picks up a cornhole bag and is throwing 5, 7s first time he ever plays. This dude was struggling to hit the board.
So was he drunk?
No, but he was goofing off. He was horsing around. He was trying the between the leg shot.
Oh, and he lost. So
can I
go ahead and say embarrassing? It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he was not there to win. He was just there to have
Omar.
He was just there to have fun.
Yeah. So Superhole, some people may like it. I personally don't. It sounds like you did like it, and now you're starting to like it less.
I'm just trying to figure out what the deal is. I mean, ACL is the leader right now when it comes to cornhole and getting it in front of people's eyes. And I think they were right about the teams. I was really interested about the Texas team, and I still am. I think teams is a great idea. I'm just trying to figure out the Superhole thing. I haven't figured it out. I don't think it's that great of an idea. It's famous people playing.
So do you think
sort of famous? I'm sorry, they're not even famous.
Okay, so why have the pro involved at all? Why not get 8 more famous people and have them pair up randomly with each other?
I think it's because if ACL wants to take the next step, in my opinion, it's your pros that are your product. Right now, ACL is selling ESPN Dreams to people. What they need to be selling are their pros so that people are interested in their pros and follow their pros. That's how, NBA does it. They sell their teams and their pros. They don't sell.
I don't know if they still do it, but back when I was a pro or whatever, I won that event. I got a trading card, a Topps trading card. It came in a pack, and all the other people that won the little shootout events got a card.
Yeah.
I got, and then we tried to sell them to the people around us for them to buy cards. I don't think they do that anymore.
They don't.
And that was like one of the main deals back then. How everybody wanted a trading card.
Yeah, that was pretty cool that when they were doing that. I remember that. But yeah, I think, you got to have pros playing because to keep the game going, just so that somebody wins.
Oh, you got to have pros.
And you do need to give your guys some exposure on television so that they can get that subsidy. The sponsors paying their bills so they can actually travel around and afford being a quote-unquote pro. Because a lot of these pros don't make enough money to pay their expenses, right? So they need to be on television to get that exposure. So, congrats to the 4 people that did this last go-around. I also wonder, how do they get paired up? Right? Because when Deborah Odom pulled a professional baseball player and looked at the field, she had to have been pretty excited. Like, I'm going to win this thing. Because I've got 3 fitness models versus a pro baseball player.
But wouldn't that be counterintuitive for a woman player to be like, look, there's a bunch of girls on their team?
Well, but but why are they there? Because they're pretty fitness models. And by the way, I got to take some things back. I forgot her name already. The Peloton girl, the fitness model. So much injection in her face.
Reel it in. Reel it in.
I got to take it back. I mean, I don't really like all the fillers and whatnot that some of these girls do. I thought she looked kind of weird in when I saw a picture of her that wasn't like through the Peloton screen.
Well,
We got to move on. Way too much time on Superhole.
Yeah.
We only got 15 minutes. We're halfway through the show, folks.
Yeah.
And we've
a quarter. We got Chase Lesser coming in for the Mr. 12 interview of the week.
That's right. The local yokel edition. All right. Speaking of disasters, Major League Cornhole, right? They don't have a Texas team, so who gives a shit?
I agree.
First of all, right?
I agree.
But it is Cornhole. It's a Texas Cornhole show. So I am going to talk about it briefly. 6 teams kicked off the league. I think everybody saw that they were asking $100,000 per league. That's knowledge that's out there now. And by the way, anytime somebody says things like, you got to write us a check so that we know you're serious, for me, like red flags just start popping up. Like,
definitely.
That's just not how I do business.
You and I specifically had a conversation about it because Major League Cornhole approached us.
Yeah.
Approached Barron specifically, but we're approaching people in Texas to try to get a Texas team.
Yeah.
Anyone they felt like was notable, I guess.
Yeah.
And, same thing, $100,000. I saw the whole spreadsheet and all the numbers they were throwing out there and how they're going to make us money. I read it and I was like, man, it looks awesome on paper, but what's realistic about half of this? Who's going to pay admission to go watch a cornhole game?
Right.
That was one of the big things that they were trying to say would make us money. And it's like, who's doing that?
Nobody's doing that.
So, again, a lot of good ideas, but red flags.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't pony up $100,000, so I didn't get a Texas Cornhole team. I also didn't pony up $5,000 to be a bag maker for a team. But mainly that was because I got no information in return. I would have if I would have known what I was getting out of it. But
right.
Anyway, I bring it up because the Kansas City Airmen have ceased operations, according to the Major League Cornhole social media page, which only leaves us to speculate what happened because they have not given us any information at all.
And they probably won't. And we have to realize it's not a good product, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it really at all either. And to me, if you're bringing in 6 teams, $600,000, let's just say that half of those teams got in for free just to get more teams. So let's just say they have $300,000. Were they paying themselves? Were they getting boards? Were they getting venues? It's a lot of money. It should be all in my face. It should. I should be seeing Major League Cornhole every time I scroll through Facebook, and I don't.
I don't either. And I don't see it on any other social media platforms. I only see it on Facebook. My guess is that, it was $100,000 to come in, but maybe they spread it out over the season and they weren't paying their bills and that's why they got kicked out. That's my guess. Because I don't think, they had a 1-1 record, right? The Florida Geckos are the ones that are just getting stomped on.
Were they expected to almost like, hey, the season's going to start and we're going to make the money to pay?
I'm thinking. It's all conjecture.
Man, you're not going to make your money back when it's a scam to begin with.
You got to make a lot of money selling. That's a lot of popcorn you got to sell.
It's a lot of popcorn, and it's a lot. I mean, I think that was unrealistic just from the start. I mean, I understand that all these other cornhole leagues have following, and there's a following for cornhole, but Major League Cornhole doesn't have that. It doesn't. It doesn't have people that it's already pulling from. So to me, asking for all that money when you don't even have one customer yet is crazy to me.
Now, I will say, not to tear them apart completely, I've seen pictures of some of their productions, and it looks nice. They have a nice setup with their lanes and their airmail lane. It does look pretty good. It does look like they're taking some nice pictures. So they've done that. That's great. But I just don't think that cornhole is a spectator sport at the end of the day.
It's not.
It can be, but if you look at the TCL events where everybody's in the pit and in the stands, everybody that's in there, 98% of the people that are in the stands watching played in the tournament.
Right. And it's also an environment thing.
Right.
You're in the stands and you're having a great time.
Yeah.
Where I've been in those ACL stands, you're not having a great time.
Right.
You're making the best of what's there.
Right. Yeah. So Major League Cornhole, will it be here next year?
I mean, I could flip a coin.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it can be a Delaware coin. 53% chance it hits heads.
I think their plan was to get 12 teams by next year, and I'm curious to see if they're going to do that.
No.
I'm kind of rooting for them.
I'm not.
Why not be successful with another cornhole league? And the game, I would like to see. Somebody told me that they ran a tournament using their rules, where you have to create your doubles teams to get so many points, and it ends with an airmail. You get penalized for foot fouls with airmail shots, things like that. I think it's creative and interesting, and I would like to see a tournament run that way just to see how it plays out. It does seem like
And
at the end.
and for the people that don't know, by the way, the original person who created the idea already sold it.
He's out.
There's a whole new person in charge of all this now.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot. He got paid and he's done. Good for him, dude. Actually, he's the hero of this story. I hope he got a check. It wasn't just some phantom shares. He actually got a check in his pocket.
Me too. I do hope for that guy.
Yeah.
'Cause he's smart.
Yeah, sometimes selling is the right thing to do. All right, so let's see here. That's pretty much what's happened in the past. Oh, wait. There is the Trevor Brooks thing I think is kind of interesting. Just bring it up really quickly. We've talked about it on the show before. Got a little belligerent. I don't think punches were actually thrown.
No, just it was all verbal, and it was harsh verbal. And he posted on Facebook, "Hey, I will know by 6:30 today
Yeah.
what the decision is.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think he's done because he has shown zero remorse for anything he's done. And even if you don't have remorse for it or feel sorry about it or feel like you could have done something different, you say you could. You lie on social media and at least try to be the pro at the end of the day, right?
I don't think he has a PR representative.
No, well, use your brain, dude. And I think ACL has to be looking at that. They might do something light on him, but to me, it's like pro means more than just how good you are at cornhole. It does. It's how you conduct yourself your day to day, how you interact with other people. And if you're just an asshole, why we don't care if you're here or not. Someone will replace you.
Yeah, and he didn't really. The post I saw today was something like, hopefully the ACL doesn't determine that I'm a menace to society, which is, trying to make fun of the behavior.
So,
and you just got to take it. You just got to be like, look, I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
Shannon Sharp says this all the time on Undisputed. Be who you can afford to be.
I like that. I've never heard that before.
Be who you can afford to be, and Trevor Brooks, you can't afford to be what you think you are. Moving on. All right, so that's past. All right, so coming up, I got 3 things on our coming up list, and maybe we'll think of some new ones because we have 7 minutes, actually. We're on pace. All right, the 3 things we got coming up in the future. The number one, the thing I'm most excited about, the Center Circuit. Center Circuit is coming together. I'm telling you what, it is coming together. We have registration going through the roof. Arlington, for example, has 103 people signed up right now. Let's just say it's 100 people. That is going to be $4,000 paid out to the upper bracket of a Switch Holio.
Wow.
So then there's going to be, I think there is around 70 to 75 people signed up for Longview. There is 120 people signed up for Campbell.
Let's go.
That's a big number.
That's huge.
We're trying to find some outside entertainment to keep everybody interested while the event is going on. Some bounce houses maybe, some live music out there in their little patio area. And then we have almost 100 people signed up for Abilene. We have 80-something people signed up for Odessa, which I want to talk specifically about. So Odessa is going to be on a Saturday. When you're headed back, you can stop in Abilene and play in another event, which is going to be on Sunday for the circuit.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, and Odessa is also running a tournament on Friday. So if you get out there early, want to play in something, you can play in that. Then on Saturday, they're going to do a tournament during the day, and then the Center Circuit at night. And it's just a weekend full of cornhole is my point.
This reminds me of something I used to do with my uncles. It was called the Hotter Than Hell Open. Because we're talking middle of summer, Panhandle of Texas, right?
Yes.
The Hotter Than Hell Open.
So everything is going to be indoors.
Oh, nice.
Odessa got a really nice hotel. They're opening up another ballroom to give us some more space.
Wow.
And Abilene, I think they have a really good venue. Can't wait to go there.
Uh-huh.
Those guys have supported Center for a very long time. The Breckenridge guys, Boss Hog, and the Abilene guys, OCC, really appreciate all their support. I'm really hoping it's a hit for them. But we're looking at, $20,000 plus in payouts for the Center Circuit.
That's going to be a lot of fun. And then here, the draft, I think, is going to be really cool, right?
The draft, we're looking on having that on. So the last show will be on Saturday. So we're looking at having the draft on Friday. We're going to have staging. We're going to have a podium. We're going to be announcing picks. We're going to make this. It's going to be live.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
I spent all day
really
today
cool.
making a freaking logo for it.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'm not as good as you are when it comes to the artwork stuff, but I'm trying. And Raymond and AJ's are totally on board, and we're going to make this an awesome event for the summertime.
Yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. That's something that I plan on participating in. Is the location for the first one settled?
It's going to be here at AJ's.
Here at AJ's?
So
Awesome.
we're going to open and close the circuit here at AJ's.
Here at AJ's. Love it. All right. I got another one that's coming up, the league championship.
Are you ready?
TCL League
Oh,
Championship.
you won't be there. Tony Award. All right, hey.
Tony Awards, baby.
Your wife's doing an amazing job. Going to be at the Tony Awards.
Yeah.
Possibly getting an award.
Yeah, she's the Tony-nominated Broadway producer, and maybe she'll be a Tony-winning Broadway producer. Yeah, the show's called & Juliet. It's pretty cool. I got to go to the world premiere in London and then the one in New York City, and I think it's a fun show to go to. It's what they call a jukebox musical.
Yeah.
It's in the running to win. People like it. And we'll see what happens.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be cool, man. Another little trip to New York City.
So I'm interested to see what happens at the league championship. So I have not confirmed it myself, but I've had people tell me that it's the same dates as a national.
What?
So we're going to see
an ACL national?
Yes. So we're going to see what happens with these pros. What do they decide to go do? Do they decide to play in the league championship, or do they decide to go to a national? It's going to open up the field for a lot of people. Does the
national have a shootout with it? Because I remember that's what Justin said when he was here. He was talking about an open with a shootout.
The nationals don't have shootouts with it.
So just be the national.
Nationals are more important than shootouts.
Are they big payouts? What's important about them?
Keep in mind that JBJ won 20 grand, or let's just say 15 grand from the national.
Okay.
And he's and him and Logan are defending, so you would think they would go. I would think that Monarca would go, because I just don't see why would you miss a national. If ACL Pro is what you wanted to be and do,
yeah,
why wouldn't you go to
the nationals are the big ACL events?
That's the only pros.
So you're telling me that you and Sammy are going to clean house. Are you playing with Sammy?
I am playing with Sammy.
Yeah. Well, so if there's no super teams out there.
My response to that is Cahill and Delgado put us out of the tournament in Lubbock.
Eesh.
Anyone can play. Anyone can win.
Nobody's a lock.
Nobody's a lock. I jinxed myself last time. Didn't even make my top 10. So you best believe I'm not even putting me and Sammy on the list.
I think Cahill and Preston are playing together. That's a cool team.
That's a good team.
Yeah, I was looking at the list, getting ready for my list, trying to see who's teamed up.
Yeah. It's going to be hard. I mean, there's a ton of talent here in Texas, and again, no one's a lock. No one's a lock. Anyone can get hot at any point in time. Like Ty Thompson, for example, can go win singles like that. You just see what version of him shows up.
Who's throwing that day? Who's throwing the best?
Right.
All right, buddy. We got 2.5 minutes. Do you want to talk about Center's new product?
So the sloth bag. I know everybody says.
Is it slow?
It's not slow. It's not slow.
Sorry to interrupt you.
But guess what happens? When it gets around the hole, it just creeps in.
It just goes in. It just drops.
It's going to be a really awesome bag. It's a brand new herringbone material. It is a little bit slicker, but as all bags, they slow down during their lifetime, so don't give up on them as soon as you pull them out of the box and break them in and whatnot. It's a little bit thicker of a material, but again, will break in, will loosen up, will soften up. We're actually looking to release these bags already pre-broken in, just the pockets. Yeah, great. Podium potion, baby.
Yeah, it works.
It does work, and I think it's going to be an awesome bag. I think it's going to really take off. I plan on throwing it. There's a couple other people I think that are planning on throwing it. So if you like a 6-7 bag on the slow side, then definitely check it out because it's going to be an awesome bag.
Yeah, don't be confused that it's the herringbone that's out there already.
It's not. It's completely new. It's a tighter weave. It's going to move quicker, and it's going to have a longer life because of that tight weave.
Yeah, for sure. It's not. It doesn't have those issues that the other one has.
Right.
But I liked it. I threw it a little bit recently, and it's going to be a good bag. Be successful. All right, buddy. We got 1 minute. You want to do our sign off?
Well, everyone just remember, cornhole is just a game. Cornhole is just a game.
It's just a game.
I'm going to say it one more time. Cornhole is just a game.
It's just a little bit of entertainment.
Yes.
It's just a game.